Today I have a couple of socks to show you, some progress on my memory blanket, and some new colorways to show you for the shop. So I'll see you in a second. Hi, so if you're new here, my name is Alicia. I am a yarn dyer outside of Nashville, Tennessee, and this is the Apple Crafts podcast, where I talk about mostly my knitting and a little bit of crochet. And today we're going to go over giveaway winners. And I'll probably do that at the end. And then, like I said, we have some socks and some new colorways to show you. I'm really excited about the new colorways. I played around a couple weeks ago in my kitchen and came up with a couple of colorways. And actually, I did a repeatable colorway that came out different because my process was different and I wasn't thinking about it until halfway through. And I was like, oh, I actually like the way this came out. So now it's a new colorway. So it's just a change of process, which, you know, that's fun. So I'm going to show you the colorways first. A little bit of shop news that goes with that is that for the month of August, all the pink yarn and all the purple yarn will be in the yarns of the month. So if you go into the Etsy shop and you see yarns of the month -deals, you will see all of the pink yarn and all the purple yarn. So that's going to be on sale this month, marked down. So skeins usually come out to about $20, $22 a skein. Sets usually come out to about, you know, somewhere between $20 and $22 a skein if they're in a set. So the first color is Boysenberry, which is showing up pretty good on the screen. If you're familiar with my Ichiban color, it's similar to the Ichiban, but it has more pink undertone and blue. So this is Boysenberry. This is available on 8515 Merino Nylon DK. Yeah, I really like this one. So it's kind of like a richer Ichiban, if you will. So that's that. Then we have, I only have 2 of these. So when they're gone, they're gone. But this is Hyacinth. And it's showing up, let's see, purples and blues on the screen, I'm telling you. Maybe if I go here, it's got variances of light blues and purple and white background. What else is in there? A little bit of lilac. I'll show you a close-up, but it's not going to be true to screen. You'll have to see the photos because, again, the blues and purples and don't show up that well on the screen. So you can kind of see it, but yeah. So anyway, there's only 2 of those. This is also on Merino Nylon DK, 8515. And then, for you untreated merino lovers out there, I have Romantic, which is a pinky mauve color going on with small hints of blue. I don't know if you'll be able to see that on the screen. Let's see if I can find a bluish section that maybe will show up. Maybe here, no. Again, you'll have to go onto the website. You'll see it more in the photos. But this is Romantic, so it's a, like I said, it's a pinky mauve with a little bit of blue in there. Tonal-ish type of color. This is untreated merino fingering weight. All of the yarn is 4-ply, by the way, if that's something that's important to you. Okay, another new colorway that I've got, Bloody Roses. So this has a background of pale pink, and then it's got lots of speckling. Here's a heavy section. Lots of speckling of different shades of red and some dark pink in there. So to be a little gory, kind of picture like some pale pink roses, and then it's like, you know, splattering of blood on it. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? I don't know. So, yep, that's Bloody Roses. This is on, what did I put it on? Polworth. 100% Polworth Superwash fingering. So that's that. And then I made this after my Christmas deals, so sorry y'all. But this is Sugar Plum. Otherwise, if I had made it earlier, I would have put it in with the Christmas deals for July. But also a pale pink background with some speckles of browns and pinks. I don't know if you'll be able to see the brown in there. You definitely see the pinks. Not a lot of speckling, but there's definitely speckling in there. There we go. You can see some of the brown in there. So when you knit it up, you'll probably get, if let's say if you're knitting socks, you'll probably get that the pooling of like the speckling going. You know how that works. This is also on 100% Polworth Fingering Superwash. So that's what's new in the shop, and all of these colors will be available this month in August in the deals of the month because they're pink and purple. So there you go. So progress on my memory blanket. I finished another 4 square. For those who are familiar with the memory blanket, you start with you start like this. Of course, all of your centers are in the same direction. Mine are not because I did that purposely. But then you just keep building and building and building until you have a big blanket. I don't want to do that. I just don't. So the only way I can actually finish a big blanket like that is if I like make it modular. And if you've been here a while, you've heard me talk about this so much. But for the new people, you know, that's what I've been doing. So that's an option. And then I'm trying to decide if I want to do a border around everything and then sew it together, or if I just want to match or stitch all of the memory blanket squares together. I'm kind of leaning toward doing a border, but I'm not 100% on that yet. So we'll see when I have enough squares what I want to do. But this is my latest one. This one, talking about Ichiban, that's actually Ichiban. So you see how they're similar, but this one is just a little bit more pinky blue, if you can see that on the screen. What else is in here? I'm trying to remember. I think this is Grassy Meadow. I haven't had that in the shop for a while. That's Grassy Meadow. And some of these are like really old colorways. Ichiban again. This is, I don't remember what this one was. It's something I dyed up a long time ago. This one I think was Garden Wedding or something like that, which I also dyed up a long time ago. I was just getting rid of a lot of old colorways that I had sitting around. And then this whole entire square, except for the tip, is Madeline Tosh. And I don't remember colorways. One of them is Cardigan. One of them is, I don't even remember. But that's the last square. So actually, if you saw my knit and chat, I was working on this. So all right, so that's done. I think I've got 8 squares at this point. And I updated my photo on Ravelry. Definitely going to need more, regardless of whether or not I do a border. I'm thinking I need at least 8 more before I even come close to making a decision about what I want to do. So that's going to be a while. It's going to be a while because this has been a very long-term project. I think I started that blanket 3 or 4 years ago. It's very back burner. I'm only using scraps, and I tend to use my scraps for a lot of things. So I really have to have like nothing else to work on scrap wise before it goes into that blanket. So it's super, super back burner. I did find some minis that I made a long time ago that I'm throwing in there to kind of speed up the process, but it's still going slow. So, but some fun stuff. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that my featured yarn of the month was Ribbon Candy, and I made a couple of reels, and made a sock sample, shop sock sample of Ribbon Candy in the Scrunch sock. I do not remember the designer of the Scrunch sock. I will put it on the screen, put the designer on the screen. But I made the Scrunch sock out of Ribbon Candy. This is one of the Christmas colorways that was featured for July. And this was actually a kind of fun pattern. I don't like purling on a sock if the purl stitch is the first stitch, because it's fiddly for me, but I muddled through just to do this sock. But overall, it is actually a fun sock, so I recommend, and I do believe that the Scrunch sock is a free pattern, so go check that out. I did a short row heel, 62 stitches all around. I did an I-cord bind off. That's been my favorite bind off lately. I think I've done 3 socks already with an I-cord bind off. So what I decided to do, I think this is the second one I'm showing you. The third one was the socks that I always carry socks with me whenever I go anywhere, and I'm not showing those, but that one had an I-cord bind off too. But what I figured out with the I-cord bind off, because it ends up being tight trying to go over your foot, is with the DK weight, I had to go up 10 stitches and then knit a plain row and then do the I-cord bind off. So just something to keep in mind. And then I found that with the fingering weight, I do 12 extra stitches and then knit a plain round and then do the I-cord bind off, and they fit perfect. So just something to keep in mind. These are knit on a US 2. And yes, the Ribbon Candy is, oh God, 70-20, 70% merino, 20% nylon, 5% stellina. Fingering weight. And it's greens, different pinks, white. So that's that. What else do I want to say about that? I like this color. I think it's festive. And Christmas is usually a hard time for me, so doing something festive, you know, for the holidays is fun. So that's done. I can put that away now. And my last socks, after talking about them for months, finally got around to doing them and finished them, are the Truth Is Out There socks by Charlotte Stone. I opted to not do the color work all over the sock, just do it on the leg. So this is all of my hand dyed. See, I hate that peridot looks so good on video, but I cannot get it to photograph. I wonder if I should just take a still with the video and then screenshot it and put it on the shop. I'm gonna try that. So I still have a couple of skeins left because I really like this green. But my only regret with this color work is that, one, I have to flip the chart, right? Because everything is cuffed down with Charlotte Stone. But I don't like that it starts with half a face. So, and I'm not going to go back and duplicate stitch, but if I were to make these again, I would like kind of make it where I'm starting with the full face instead of a half a face, because it just looks, I don't know, Pac-Man Ghost / Punisher. But what I did just to kind of keep the green going was I, did it on the foot and then did a short row heel and then started with the color work. Just did the, what did I do? 2x2, 2x2 ribbing for the top. That's it. US 2. So because I didn't do any color work on the foot was 62 stitches because that's my go-to, and then I just went up for the stitches that I would need in the pattern to do the color work. So a lot of people who have been doing color work lately on their socks talking about how tight they are. You really have to go up to the next size. Like for Charlotte Stone, for instance, my foot size, if it was vanilla, would be the smallest. So I have to go up to the next size in order for the color work to actually fit my foot. So what I do, and there are instructions, you know, for doing the whole thing from the cuff down. If you're going to do anything like this, you know, like I said, after the heel, I added the stitches that I need. But if I was going to do the whole thing in color work, I would just do it here. So I do a long foot, and then like, okay, say I was going to start the color work here. That's where I would do like a row of all my increased stitches, and then a plain row, and then I would start the color work. And you don't notice that size difference on your foot at all. I don't anyway. So just something to think about. So that's it for that. And let's do giveaway winners. Okay, I had to write them down. All right, so for our domestic in the US winner, we have Tito Bear 13. Put your name down here. So please email me at aplcrafts@gmail. I'll also put that down here and in the description box. And so you won the domestic, so you get a giveaway box. It'll be a mystery, but I got plenty of stuff. And then for the international, you get $20 worth of patterns. Remember that if you're on Ravelry and the patterns are on sale, I don't get the sale price if I gift it to you, so just keep that in mind. But Puro Crochet, put that down here. I don't think I want to say where the people are from. That's probably not a good idea. So Puro Crochet, email me at aplcrafts@gmail.com and give me links to the patterns that you're looking at that you want to buy. If they're not on Ravelry, that's okay. Just give me the links to those places too, and that way I can send you the patterns. And Tito Bear, give me an email and then send me your address, and I will send you your giveaway. So thank you guys so much for answering that question for me and letting me know what's going on with my weird ass algorithm. It was very helpful. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching so much. I appreciate it. Stick around for next knit and chat. And did you like my sunflowers video? Did you see my sunflowers video? That was an experience. That was definitely an experience. You should watch it. I'll put the link up there. Okay, so I'm gonna get going because I got stuff to do. I'm sure you do too. And I will see you in the knit and chat whenever that gets posted. And I'll talk to you later. Go make something. Bye.